By the time you watch this, a group of climbers would have summited Africa's highest mountain peak, the majestic Kilimanjaro. One such person is Sala CEO Stefan de Blanche.
As you can see, we're at base camp of Kilimanjaro. It's taken us days to get here. It's cold, it's wet, it's snowing, and it's tiring. No, I'm just joking. We're only in Durban doing some training, nice and warm. But if you watch our next show on Supersport, you'll be able to see how we actually reach the summit and base camp.
And thanks to the Prime Human Performance Institute, Stefan and AJ were able to train in the simulated high-altitude chamber.
Very excited. This is something I've always wanted to do. The highest peak in Africa, our own continent where we live. It's amazing. I've always wanted that photo on my bar. That's the big thing. I wanted to stand on the top with a flag or something. So when I got the opportunity with the charity that's involved as well, it was just an absolute go. I couldn't say no. And yes, we're very excited. And haven't trained enough though. I've trained a bit with Stefan today. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's wonderful to have this facility at Prime at the new Moses Mabhida Stadium. Look, it's nothing that we'll experience up on a mountain, but at least you can simulate some of the conditions and some of the altitude you'll experience at 5,000 meters. Yeah, I think there's a fantastic mix. We've put it all together. There are two forwards, Warren Brosnan and AJ Fenter. Then there are two backs, the pretty boys, or so they call us at the back, myself and Percy Montgomery. And then just to spice it up a little bit, we brought in two cricketers. They always talk about how tough they are. We'll really see in this trip Aubrey Martin, Alan Dawson, two South African cricketers. We'll see, who's pushing who up the hills. There's a lot of quipping, a lot of banter going on in the email. Time will tell, the truth will be told.
Stefan is the most competitive person I know, apart from Warren Brosnan, and they're both on this trip. So I've had some advice given to me by a friend of mine that's done it, and he said, listen, you don't race, you just walk as slow as you can, walk within yourself, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to get pulled in by the back. The backline players always do this. It's always the same thing. Us fatties are going to be in the back, so I'm happy to be at the back on this trip.
It's hot. Not too clever walking around in Durban with your gloves on.
And in our next program, we'll bring you all the news from the climb.